Is REM better than Juno? This is going to be a question that may be asked throughout this video, throughout the comment section, all over Reddit, all that type of stuff, because this is a very big topic, I think, currently in the community, just because how strong REM is and what REM does and then what Juno does. To me personally, I think they're both phenomenal attackers, but that is not what this video is here about today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to showcase off REM and not the GS version. That may be a little bit confusing to some, but there is another REM in the game, which is this REM, and of course the REM that we're talking about today is the one from ReZero. And this girl, let me tell you, she packs a mighty punch. In terms of just like damage dealing, she does it really well. I think she has some of the highest damage potential in the entire game, but it is really hard to keep up with everything she has going on. Like, and what I mean by that is how much damage she takes herself. But if you don't know anything about REM's kit, let me tell you all that good stuff so we can talk about the pros, the cons, you know, all the shenanigans with this unit. So her first ability is crit rate 100% up when own HP is 50% or more. Her second ability is Revenge level 1. This autofills your own art gauge by 1 when near death. And you have Beast Killer level 3, damage to beast 30% up. Her skill is 1300% water damage magic, increased damage to enemies by 10% for 5 seconds, 12-second cooldown, 600 break. Her normal art is 15,000% water damage magic. You increase your own attack by 30% for 10 seconds. And then her true art,
the Sound of Chains.
1800 break, 52,000% water damage physical, increased critical damage by 80%, autofills art gauge by 3 for 50 seconds by costing 2% of your own max HP, which this may be a little bit hard to understand for some, but let me break it down to you like this. Every time you're going to be popping your true art, you're going to be stacking your crit damage, your art gauge, and the amount of HP that you are consuming. And yes, all three of those stack. Everything on her true art stacks. I don't know why they don't list it in game. It does stack. You will see in game that it does increase the amount of buffs we have. And like I said, man, I'm actually really pleased with her right now. She seems really strong. Still need to give her to 120 luck, but I do have her pretty much kind of max potential because we have the attack and then also the additional attack from the luck bonus. But of course, we don't have the attack up level 4 or level 4 plus. Is missing a pretty hefty amount of attack. You can definitely push her even a little bit beyond that 5k attack mark. But as for equipment, what we got on her, we're going to be using True Izanagi, True Exceed Zex, and Grief. Now, I know a lot of people look at this and be like, Grief? Isn't this kind of overkill? Or not really overkill, but isn't this kind of like, you know, dangerous OP? And I'm going to be honest, it is. It's very dangerous. In my opinion, it helps you out a ton because even though it does lower your max HP and it does consume 25% of your own HP whenever you use it, but it does give you tons of arc gauge and even more attack. The reason why I'm not really worried about this, because unlike Juno, REM actually doesn't go out of this true art buff. This true art buff lasts for a very long time, and the only thing she loses once she drops below 50% HP is her critical chance up. You can just heal her up very quickly and get her back to that before her true art animation even ends, or by the time she gets to another one, you'll probably have her above that 50% HP threshold. Of course, True Exceed Zex here to heal her and make sure that she doesn't die, and then True Izanagi just for more equipment CT and also more art gauge as well. If you'd like to know what I think would be the best crest on her, me personally, I think you either go, if you're going to be using double crest, which more than likely you are because she can go to luck 120 for free, I would recommend attack up level 4 and then possibly Promise of the Funeral God in the second slot, crit damage up, all stats up, and I think that's gonna be it. I mean, I would say equipment CT, but I don't think equipment CT is the best because she doesn't have a support slot, so you don't really need the equipment CT, but if you want that, I guess that is also another option. And this is the team we're gonna be running her on. This is a team completely focused around REM and keeping her alive. We have the Mako here because she's gonna be providing overtime healing, the arts damage, and of course the damage resist down to the enemy. A Serpa here, which she's just gonna be giving her defense, healing, and then also equipment CT to the entire team. And then we have, of course, our girl Sistina. She's going to be able to give a barrier to everyone, so she's going to be able to reduce the damage that she's taking, and she's also going to be able to increase REM's physical damage that she deals by 100% and also reduce the enemy's damage resist as well if we don't want to use Mako's normal art. Here's the equips on everybody. Without further ado, let's get into the showcase. So yeah, very popular topic right now, is REM better than Juno, which I personally don't feel like that's the case at all, just because I feel like Juno is a lot easier to manage in my opinion than REM is, because with Juno she's able to heal herself with her true weapon, she's able to give everybody tons of art gauge, and she's a lot more team oriented than REM. REM's very selfish and more like Goblin Slayer in my opinion, because REM has ramping damage, but she only does her buffs to herself. She doesn't give her buffs to her teammates at all, which for some people, you know, they may be like, well, that kind of sucks. And I mean, to be honest with you, yeah, it does, because she doesn't give buffs to everyone else, so it definitely isn't the best. And as you can see here, she is consuming her own HP, so she is dropping pretty heavily. And I'm even using like some of the best support units in the game here. I shouldn't have did that because she's probably going to kill, isn't she? Never mind, we're good. But yeah, you know, we're rocking with some of the best units in the game here, and even with that, you know, we're still kind of struggling to keep her up, you know, towards that maximum HP threshold. But like I said, I don't think it matters too much. The only thing you're losing whenever you use this is just critical chance up, and as long as you stay on top of everything else, I think she's going to be a-okay. And this fight is kind of hard or a little bit difficult for her just because it gets freaking wild. But as you can see here, we're going to be using her a ton right now, so we're going to be popping we actually aren't going to be popping DSJ. We're going to wait for the guy to come back, but we are going to just go to town as much as possible. So as you can see here, she's going to be dealing tons of deeps, tons of damage. I'm going to pop this just to make sure. Actually, no, we're going to pop this just so she gets more physical damage up. We're going to pop that, and then we're going to also get the Usurper normal art going off. And as you can see, she's hitting hard. She's hitting for like 140k, right, per hit. Like, she is not hitting light whatsoever. She is hitting pretty freaking hard, and she's just going. Like, she's just gone. There's no reason to even say anything. Like, she's literally gone, and you're gonna see her drop below this 50% threshold. But the good news is that whenever she drops below that 50% threshold, it doesn't even matter because True Exceed Zex heals her back up to at least above 50%, so she always is proccing crits. That right there is just some insane damage, if I must say so myself. If we're gonna compare it to Juno, I think that she is probably a really good option if you are lacking that full damage dealer. And also, my game froze. Yeah, it just crashed. What the heck? Literally did so much damage it broke the game. But if you are lacking that ramping physical damage dealer, REM is your girl because she just does tons and tons and tons of damage. She is very selfish. You do have to keep that in mind. But I think even in in-game content, you will be able to keep her alive to an extent. It's just that the team comp has to cater more towards her, which usually isn't the best case scenario because a lot of times in in-game stuff, you're catering the team comp more so towards the boss's mechanics and what the boss does to counter the boss, but not really so much, you know, a singular unit. But hey man, it's been your bro P, it's been your girl REM, and she's insane. She is absolutely nutty. Make sure you 120 luck her. I'm going to be doing showcases on everybody, by the way, guys. So if you have not subscribed yet, you haven't sticked around to the channel, you know, you just been searching my name up, the case may be, you haven't clicked that big red button yet, please get that subscribe button. Also, while you're down there, why not hit the like on the video? Helps me out a ton, man. But hey, REM, insane, really strong. Definitely a unit that I may want to use and kind of compare with other stuff. I may even compare her to Juno later on down the line and see how that stacks up against her, even though her and Juno are kind of somewhat different. But hey man, it may be a fun video. But hey guys, thank you all for coming out. It's been your bro Pete. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more, and last but not least, man, don't forget to drink water.